hold up. Hold up. That's a big one.
No way.
Oh my gosh,
no.
It's a big one.
Oh my gosh,
I thought I was snagged. I thought I was snagged.
Oh my gosh.
I'm an idiot.
Oh my gosh.
I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. I thought I was snagged.
No.
I thought I was snagged.
He thought he was snagged.
I thought I was snagged.
Oh my
I was trying
gosh.
to pop it out of its mouth, Rackley.
Oh my gosh. You're trying to pop it out of his mouth. How big is this thing?
It's not small,
Oh!
Rackley. Rackley, it's not small.
Oh.
It's not small. Oh gosh.
It's coming around.
Oh gosh.
Oh yeah!
Oh my god, it's a big one. It's a big one. I thought I was snagged.
Don't lose it! Oh! ¿Dónde está la vida?
How clear it is. This is crazy. I have never seen anything like this.
3, 2, 1, go. Oh wow, wow.
Welcome back to the channel, baby! Oh my god, Flair! No, someone help! Someone help! It's coming! Oh my god, it's coming! Oh, easy! Oh, let's go! Let's go!
Buenos dias and welcome back to Unchartered, sponsored by 𝗂𝗵𝗶𝘀𝗀 and our buddies at 𝗬𝗂𝘀𝗲. And we are on our final stage of the adventure, gentlemen. We are sitting out here at a taco stand right now. We've yet to have a great breakfast taco period, since we've been here. This is going to be our opportunity to indulge in some of the best tacos. We have tacos in America, but let's be honest, from what we've seen so
This is
far
next
here
level, yeah.
on the
Next
street,
level stuff.
Next level. So we're going to chow down, and then we've got some other activities going on.
So today we're still getting points. If you guys missed episode 1 and 2, we've been keeping track of points for fish catches, different activities. The winner of this entire trip gets to donate $500 to their charity of choice. I hope I get a win, but even if these two gentlemen went over here, at least it's still going to a good cause. So huge shout out to 𝗂𝗵𝗶𝘀𝗀 and 𝗬𝗂𝘀𝗲 for supplying us with that donation money, and let the best man win.
Kind of like, este es el más tradicional que mucha gente pide
Sí,
este, ¿no?
este y este es que no pica. Este de barbacoa, a la mexicana.
Barbacoa.
Este es de cebrada.
That's spicy shredded.
Este es un bistequito ranchero, picosito, agradable.
Red sauce.
Right now we are ordering tacos. I've never seen anything like this. It's like a buffet style. I mean, they've got dozens and dozens of different combinations of meats and cheeses and sauces. And you basically just walk up, pick what you want, they make it for you and bring it to you. I've never seen anything like this, but if it's anything like the other tacos that we've had off like the street, they're gonna be amazing.
So this is one of the best things coming here. You can come literally to the back of the restaurant and just choose your meal. So people here are super amazing, and they're treating us like family, you know, like if we're one of the locals. So I really like coming here. I hope the guys like the breakfast. They're just getting ready to start making all of our tacos. So we chose a little bit of everything. So to taste like the whole experience, you gotta try pretty much everything. So that's what we're doing.
Don't get these back home. That corn tortilla, fresh. Chorizo, eggs. Oh my. Con papas y mexicanos. So delicioso.
My tacos just came in. This is beef.
So you got stick in.
Alright, we're getting after it here.
Oh, you looking for more? Just a little.
Something about the street food. It's all good. We haven't had anything bad.
It's so fresh.
It is just fresh. Absolutely delicious.
So it's looking like the wind is kicking up to a level that we don't want to be out there on the lake. It's dangerous. So I think what we're going to do is go explore. What do you do when you can't fish? Just explore the Uncharted.
So what we've seen here is called kioscos, and it's pretty common on the smaller towns in Mexico. On the back you have the government building, and what they did, if they have like some sort of news for people, they will like ring the bells, and someone will come and stand on the kiosco and like pretty much scream, like yell the news to the people, you know, that will gather here.
It's like Twitter before Twitter.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's actually pretty cool. Like, the way Rack put it's kind of funny. Twitter before Twitter. So any type of news announcements, everybody gathers around, somebody gets up there, they start talking. It's awesome coming to a place like this. It's just so different than what we're used to. And that's what it's all about. This whole Unchartered trip has been just like that. It's just been absorbing your surroundings. It's not all about just catching bass. It's about kind of understanding how everything works around here and all the communities and stuff like that. So I think we're going to go explore a little bit more.
So what we just experienced here was today's Flag Day in Mexico. So we just saw that right now. They did a whole honoring ceremony to the flag. I don't know if you guys could tell, but they have different type of flags, and those are the flags that the Mexico people had for years, you know, for a lot of years, and they've been updating it to the current one. This is my first time experiencing something like this here in Mexico. And it's truly an experience, you know, because usually when I come here, I come thinking about just fishing. But, you know, like this is what makes Mexico, you know, like this type of event, this type of people, the breakfast we had this morning. It's just, I think having wind today might not be that bad, having windy day, because we can do something like this.
Different way of life here.
Yeah, it's crazy. They're saying that this building is at least 300 years old. Think about that. Like, I don't know if I've ever seen anything that's 300 years old. Like, think about how long ago that was.
There's
It's
some
incredible.
remnants,
Yeah,
like
it's just,
it's
crazy.
Old buildings, and you know, in America we don't have that many like super old, at least where I live, like any super old remnants to really like remind you on the daily. And these folks are out here on a Monday, just, you know, saluting the country and the flag and just seeing a different way of life, you know, a little bit slower pace, and we're so fast paced, and just kind of gets perspective, you know. So it's definitely cool. Definitely part of exploring, going to different places, just taking in the culture and taking something back with you. As soon as they started raising that flag up in town, you could see that the wind was picking up, and it's just too brutal. We're not going to be able to get out on the main lake right now. We might be able to this afternoon. So we thought it'd be a good idea to run up into the river. There's a long river system up here, lots of trees. There's a lot of bass. It's not known for as many big bass as the main lake, but it still could be an opportunity for us to get out of the wind and fish. The only problem is this lake is so far down right now that we might not be able to get the boat out. Like if we get it in, we might not be able to put it back on the trailer just because it kind of falls off into the channel and we'd be stuck out there. So we're gonna go check it out and see if we could actually get a boat in the water and get a fishing opportunity in.
The water is extremely low. Like, you can tell where it's supposed to be, and it's like 4, 5, 6 feet down right now. And the problem is with this ramp is basically like where we're standing is where your boat's supposed to be floating.
You might get stuck with the weight of the boat. It's very heavy.
So he said like the wheels will be on the air.
Right.
So you will be able to launch, but when we get back up, the wheels won't have anything to grab
That's
down.
what I'm
so
saying.
you drag the whole trailer out.
So I have some experience with this, putting in some slick ramps, and it's not a problem getting in, but the boat weighs probably around 2,000 pounds with all our gear and everything. We're probably 2,500 pounds. So then getting all that weight back up this slick hill, because this is not a ramp anymore, it's just mud. I don't think we're going to be able to get the boat out, and Arturo needs his boat. And I understand needing your boat. I don't want to risk that. I'd feel really bad if we got stuck. I don't think it's going to gonna happen.
Where Arturo is standing right now, that was the original level of the lake, where he's standing right now. So that's a good, what, 30 feet more, right? 40?
It's a lot.
Yeah, that's a big change on this lake. And it recently happened. ¿Cuándo cambió, Arturo?
Cambió hace un mes.
Yeah, less than a month ago.
So the Plan B ramp did not work out. We're gonna keep an eye on the weather here, and we still have a fishing challenge to compete. We're not giving up. Unfortunately, we cannot launch a boat right now, but we're gonna keep an eye on the weather, and as soon as the wind dies down and we can launch a boat, it's game on.
Game on.
Welcome back, folks. It is the next morning, and it is glass calm out there. I mean, it is polar opposite of what was going on yesterday. So as you guys saw, we weren't able to fish. We went into town, did some fun activities, but you guys are here for the bass fishing, and we're here for the bass fishing. So we kind of held off. We game planned. We got maps of the lake. We kind of figured out where we wanted to go. We retied, re-rigged, re-spooled. I mean, we are geared up and ready to go for the last day of the Uncharted series. And my goal is to beat, well, both of these guys here, because I want to donate to St. Jude's. You want to donate to
American Red Cross, baby.
and you want to donate to
Wounded Warriors.
whoever wins here is going to donate $500 again, thanks to 𝗂𝗵𝗿𝗀𝗀𝗀 and 𝗬𝗏𝗀𝗀. So we're going to get out on the water and see once and for all who is the Lake Cuchillo champion. This is the final day card. So we're gonna go ahead and give this a look. See what the point system is gonna look like for the day.
First fish, 100 points. Each fish, 50 points. On a blooper or hunt or frog, 200 points.
Ooh,
Biggest fish of the day,
300.
That's where and then bonus point, 8-pounder and a 10-pounder will get 400 and 600 points.
Wow. Okay.
Wow. So, of course, the day that I just casually catch a 7-pounder and have the big fish of the day, I don't get the bonus points. But, you know what? Today, it's a new day. I'm going to go for the 8-pounder so then I get the bonus 400 plus the biggest fish of the day. And just sweep the whole thing. I'm confident. After that 7-pounder, it just gives you unbelievable confidence. As you guys know, we're out here competing today. The winner gets $500 to donate to their charity. I'm doing St. Jude's Children's Research. So if you guys don't know anything about that, basically it's the leading organization right now that's combating children with cancer and diseases. And what they do is the families that are involved in don't have any bills and they're not denied any treatment based on race, religion, or how much money they have. So it's a really good organization that I'm getting behind. I really hope I can win so I can donate $500 to that organization to help the kids in need. And, well, without further ado, let's get to dangling.
Got him.
You got that little guy.
Oh no! Why? Dude, that was the one that hit. You see it?
Yeah, that looks like the same.
It hit on top water. She's like, oh, let me go catch this. Why do I always miss the first fish, and why is it also only 1 pound every time?
Hey, you throw that 1 pound.
Come on. Maybe that was the male and the female's back on the bed or something. We'll throw back in there. What is the deal here, folks? That's the second time I've done that. Could have just had first blood, some bonus points there. We've been seeing fish bust on the top of the surface, and I just happened to have the bait kind of in my hand right when it happened. I pitched right in there, let it sit on the bottom, and it got hit. But I mean, that bass was only about that long. What is the deal? Can't execute here. I've been throwing the Hummer a little bit, but as we get kind of close to these trees, I've been picking apart the trees with the boys. They're throwing different baits and stuff, so I'm using the Hummer to cover the water, and then as soon as we get to a nice juicy bush, I'm gonna sit there and pitch and flip, and then kind of do the same thing. In the gaps between the trees, I'm throwing the Hummer. On the trees, I'm throwing the flipping bait.
Okay.
Oh gosh, that's a big one too.
That's a big one.
That's a big one.
Yep,
Real
it's a
big
big
one.
one.
Real big
That's
one.
a big
Real
one.
big
Oh,
one. Mas grande.
Muy
Mas
grande.
grande.
Muy grande.
We're coming. We're coming.
I saw him under the boat. That's a big one.
Where? Oh, juice.
Oh yeah.
Too big.
Yep.
Be careful.
Got a good hook set in her. Oh, Mondo. Oh, big Mondo.
We're ready for you, homie.
Okay.
Take your time. Take your time. Take your time.
Oh, baby. Oh!
Take your time. Take your time.
Easy.
Yeah, secret.
Yes! Baby!
Check that out!
Look at that big bass!
Look at that
Wow.
hook set, brother.
Oh my gosh, that is the best hook set of my life!
Look at that.
Yeah!
Wow.
Dude, pale. That fish just came out.
Super
deep
pale.
water.
Look how, oh my god,
Wow.
how fat that thing is, dude.
Gosh, boys.
Wow.
Welcome back
Boys.
to Cuchillo.
First blood. No way.
First blood and a big one.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Wow.
Look at the eggs coming out, guys.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
at the
She's
eggs
ready.
coming
Yeah,
out.
she is ready.
Oh
She's
yeah.
ready to
Moving
spawn.
up to spawn.
She
Wow.
is ready.
I got-
We
I
came
got
up. We came up on this ledge right here, and I started marking fish on the electronics. I said,
You called it.
I said, dude,
You called
that's a
it.
mondo
Yeah.
down there. I said, that's a mondo down there, and I was right under the boat, right where that fish was, and it hit it. So, scary part is, I saw more down there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So that trench hog got absolutely trounced, and
Wow.
got a perfect hook set on that hammer hook right in the schnoz.
Wow.
Guys,
He called it. He was
Big
like,
one.
"There is a mondo." Right. That was like not even 3 minutes ago.
yeah,
That's why I start throwing back on that. They're right
They're
there
on the edge.
on
They
the
haven't- they haven't
drop.
quite
They're on the
moved up
drops.
yet.
They're on the drop. He
Really?
marked like 3, and he was
Yeah.
like, "They're right there. That's a
Really?
mondo." Oh,
Wow,
good
that is
old
a-
Rackley.
that is
Good
a
job,
big one,
buddy.
dude.
I don't think it's gonna break 7 though.
It's close. 6.5.
6.5.
About 6.5.
643.
Wow.
Yep.
Beautiful fish to start the day. All right, there's an El Cuchillo mondo right there. Very nice fish. We're gonna let this fish go so we can drop its eggs and make more beautiful El Cuchillo bass. See you, sweetie. Oh yeah. So literally this afternoon or midday, any day now, she is going to be moving up with one of these male bass that's on this little spawning flat area and making more largemouth bass. That is so cool to look at, and what we learned from seeing the lake when it was down and seeing the areas that they're spawning, you could really see that right here, and then that fish right there was just on a break waiting, which is what happens all the time in the spring. If you're up in shallow water and you're catching a lot of male bass and you're trying to catch a little bit bigger fish, normally the first thing you got to do is just go to that first drop. And that first drop for us was about 10 to 12 feet, and we've marked multiple fish sitting right there. So this afternoon they could all be up shallow, but for right now it seems like they're going to be on this drop, and just gonna have to fish slow and hang on tight.
Oh. Got one. Roped up, boys. Yes, sir. Not a giant, but get in the boat. Come on, give me these points, boy. Let's go. Come on. Yes, sir. Woo! Yes, finally. Hey, you know what? It's not a 6.5 pounder, but I will take it. There's points right there, boys. Yes, sir. These are the little males up there, but point's a point. I'm in it to win it, folks. Just a little guy. How do you say small fish?
Pequeño.
Pequeño. Es muy pequeño. Sí.
Oh, got one on the crankbait. Oh, don't come off. Come on, baby. First fish on the banger, landed. Yes. Nice. Okay, that's 50 more points. Just came up a little bit shallower. Where I caught that big fish was in a ditch area. And so these are like the male fish, one that Flair just caught, and this one that are kind of moving up in the shallows. And that's our first fish landed on a moving bait. So got that one on the grande banger. I'm hoping we can catch a bunch on that. I love cranking, but anyway, good little search bait. We'll let this guy go so he can meet up with some of those big females and have a good day. Got him.
No way.
That's a 50-pointer.
Choo! That's a 50-pointer. I got this on the Grande Recon, little 𝗖𝗵𝗿𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀. First fish. Let's call this Speedy Gonzalez, this little fish, because I was actually hung on a tree, and I just let it rest. So I guess it kind of float back up, And then as soon as I reel again, he just nailed it.
He wasn't having. This is interesting how it's like
Double.
Oh,
Go, 50 points. Little chartreuse tail dipped lunker log back at it again. Me and Juan just had a double up in the shallows. So kind of what we're figuring out, if you guys haven't figured it out or you know, heard what we've been saying, is the males are definitely up. We think the females have pushed back, and right now we're throwing up pretty shallow here, and it just goes to show there's lots of males, and this guy still worth 50 points. So I'll take him.
Boom.
There's one. There's one. There we go.
Flair coming in hot.
Yes, sir. Shoo, you know, you bring Nebraska boy out to Mexico and you put him up to a challenge where it's a numbers game, your boy's gonna come through, all right? Boys better watch out. Juan, you need a big one, buddy.
I'm going for the 8 and the 10.
You need the 8 and the 10 bonus points, is what you need, buddy.
Well, Flair, number game. He's doing the right thing. I threw the lunker log yesterday. I cut a few yesterday, but today I really want those bonus point 8-pounder, 10-pounder. This might be a good bait to catch them. They're not really shallow right now. Rackley's big one was pretty far back, you know, around 10 to 12 feet. So this baby would do some damage on that depth. But good job, Flair. I'm proud of you. Doing big things with your life.
Oh. Fish on. Points. Points.
Points on.
Yeah. Got one of them little squeakers, baby. Come on now.
come on, Flair. I'm getting in that squeak game. There's another fish. Beautiful, healthy fish. El Cuchillo's got some really healthy ones. So another male bass up here in the shallows. Switched my strategy, casting up shallow now, trying to get some points on the board. And I think that might have bumped me. I think we were tied. I think it might have bumped me ahead. This is a Texas rig that I have pegged. I've got that's a 3/8 ounce heavy metal tungsten on there. And then I've got a 5/0 hammer hook. This hammer hook is like a hybrid hook. It's designed to where you can texpose your bait. And texposing is basically where you hook your hook point all the way through and then you just lightly skin hook it on top and then it sits flush. So you want to run your finger over that and kind of check, make sure it's not going to get snagged in the wood. But when a fish bites down on it, it'll expose it. So this is my favorite color out of all of the Guggen-based plastics. It's called Natural. I've used this all over the country and it seems to work everywhere, even in Mexico. But there's a lot of tilapia down here. They do have shad. It's a great representation of both. Got the little chartreuse on there, which a lot of the tilapia have kind of chartreuse tips on their fins, but original size trench hog right there. Great creature bait. Creature baits like this, big profile, always good in the spring.
So far, this trip has been absolutely incredible. We've had amazing food. We've seen some amazing things inside the town, kind of gotten the whole vibe on the culture and just kind of absorbing everything, and we've got on some big fish. We're not done fishing quite yet. We are all hoping for that 8+ pounder, but the fact that I caught a 7, Rackley caught a 6.5, I mean, these are big fish no matter where you are. Even in Mexico, they're nice, big, healthy fish. And it's overall been an amazing trip. I'm super excited that I was able to come down here, super fortunate, and overall, just had a great time. Now, if you guys at home want to come down to Mexico, I do encourage it. I mean, there's definitely some safety precautions to take, but the lake we're at right now, no issues. I feel very safe. And the one thing I would recommend bringing is some Guggen baits.
Oh my God.
What is that?
Oh, hey, baby!
Oh yeah! 50 points. Time's winding down. Just came to another spot. We're casting up on this island and I was dragging out deep. Wasn't getting any bites out there. Trying to go for old Nadine, but first cast up shallow. The pequeños are up there. I think that's the strategy. We get like one big fish out of every 10 that we catch. But yeah, points add up. Don't they? Yes, they do. I think you're a winning fish because we don't have much time left.
Oh, hold up.
Hold up, that's a big one.
No way.
Oh my
Oh
God,
my
it's a
gosh,
big
no.
one. It's a big one.
Oh my gosh,
I
what?
thought I was snagged. I thought I was snagged.
Oh my gosh.
I'm an idiot.
Oh my gosh.
I'm an idiot.
Oh.
I'm an idiot. I thought I was snagged.
No.
I thought I was
I
snagged.
thought he was
I thought I
snagging.
was snagged.
Oh
I
my
was trying
gosh.
to pop it out of its mouth, Rackley.
Oh my gosh. You're trying to pop
Don't
it out of
lose
his mouth. How big is this thing?
It's not small,
Oh.
Rackley. Rackley, it's
Oh my
not
God.
small.
Oh.
It's not small. Oh God.
It's coming around.
Oh gosh. Come on. Come on. It's coming to you, Juan. Come on. Oh God.
Oh
Oh.
my
Down, roll down, roll
Big
down.
Bertha. Big Bertha.
Big Chungus!
Big Chungus. Big Chungus, Juan.
Roll down.
Juan. It's coming to you, Juan.
It's still got some bite, man.
Wow.
This thing's supercharged.
Come on. Come on. Oh, wow. It is not giving up, boys. It's not giving up. What an idiot.
I'm stuck.
I'm trying to pop it off the log, and it's a largie, boys. Oh, my gosh. Dude, this thing's got an attitude. All right,
yeah,
Juan.
it's
Juan,
coming.
it's coming,
Oh,
buddy. It's coming,
God,
buddy.
this baby's going for serious runs. Oh, watch the side of the boat.
Wow. Wow. This is the longest fighting largemouth I've ever had.
There it is.
He's hooked good.
There it
Coming to
is.
you, Juan.
Oh,
Coming
yeah.
to you.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Woo! Yeah, baby! Woo!
Nice. Fatty.
Woo! You know, I don't fish as much as I used to, but that moment will make you feel pretty dumb. We caught him though. Little hammer hook right in the corner of the mouth on that lunker log. I don't think it's gonna beat yours, but it's a dandy right there.
For sure.
Well, see, what I don't know is I don't know if I was stuck and it ate it off, or
You're plucking at it for a second. I mean,
or if it was just a fish the whole time and I'm an idiot. It could be one of two things, but wow.
nice
What a
fish,
beautiful
dude.
fish.
Right here. at
Yes,
the end, right here at
clutch
the end.
moment, folks.
Let's see.
It's not
clutch fish.
it's not gonna beat Rackley's. I think she's
I don't think so. I think that's in the fives.
I was gonna say she's low fives is what I'm vibing on right now, but
Fat eggs.
what a
Let's do an egg
what a
check.
fatty.
Yeah, oh yeah, egg check.
Egg check.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. Yep.
She's pretty fat.
Could have been spawning on that twig that you were stuck on.
Yeah.
And then it just got pissed.
Just
and grabbed it
I
off.
pissed it off enough, you know. We're dealing with a 4-4.
5. She got
449.
Really? I would have said that's.
I would have thought it was a
all
5.
day.
Yeah.
So 4.5, 449. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know, man.
That looked like a 5.
I mean, that's one of the biggest 4-pounders I've ever seen. But you know what? We'll go with it. It's definitely not It's not gonna be Rackley's 6.5, but I'll take it to almost close this whole challenge out. What a beautiful fish. Oh, I absolutely love Mexico. Whew. It's not gonna beat Rackley's big fish of the day, but I mean, you talk about a fish with attitude. That fish absolutely whooped my butt that whole time. I mean, thought I was stuck. Again, I am still not positive if it was a fish the whole time or not. I popped it pretty darn good, and then when I go to like pull it, it started like pulling back. I mean, that thing was pretty intense. But like I said, it could be the last fish of the day. We've got a few minutes left. Juan, I'm counting on you, Juan. Juan, you got to get this 10-pounder in the boat and knock Rackley out of the lead. And
Big Bertha's coming.
Big Bertha's coming.
I'm gonna fight to the last minute. Voy. Quizás como 10, quizás. 3 grandes.
Yeah.
Well, you know, Rackley, we call you the dangle master for a reason, my friend. You got big fish. You had most fish today. You had first blood today. I mean,
Came in clutch today. Man.
you wiped it. You wiped
Yeah.
you wiped us out entirely for the day. We all caught
good
fish
about
though. It was a good day out there. It was a grind. Don't get us wrong. It was a grind out there.
Good
but the whole point of this trip is to have a winner to donate their $500 to charity. So
American
this
Red
is
Cross.
this is where it comes down to. Okay, you guys might already know, but we'll run through. So Rackley, day 1, 200 points for a taco. Day 2 had 500 points for fish.
and day 3, I mean, you had a lot. I mean, let's just say your total score was 1,350 points.
Oh yeah, dude.
In total. I mean,
I'm into the big digits.
you
there.
came in and just cleaned up shop and just.
Wow. Is that an Uncharted record, or, or do you have it?
I think I still have
Still
it.
got it.
Okay, at least you have something because you ended up with 150 points for the whole trip. One.
Wow.
That's right. Participation
Dude,
trophies.
You did write a bull one.
You wrote a bull. You should have gotten 1,000
Yeah,
for
you
writing
honestly
a bull.
should have.
Because if you would have gotten that, it would have been close. And then myself, I ended up with 550 points. You know, I mean, it was a large gap between Rackley and second place here. I mean, it's well deserved, and obviously it's going to a great cause. Everybody here, the charities we picked were amazing, and you had the American Red Cross.
Yep, American Red Cross won it for you guys. So disaster relief at its finest, $500 thanks to 𝗏𝗏𝗀𝗀 and 𝗚𝗵𝗿𝗀𝗀𝗀 going to American Red Cross. So thank y'all.
Although we couldn't show the big fish that Cuchillo has to offer, I mean, we got some big ones.
Pretty big, but
this lake is just beautiful. You know, the scenery, the trees, the style of fishing. You know, you can pretty much do any type of style of fishing here, and that's one of my favorite things about this lake. That you can bring jigs, worms, you can bring lunker logs, and like put a hammer on them. So
it's been a beautiful week of adventure. You know, delicious food, delicious adventures, and of course the delicious smelling bass. Stay tuned for the next adventure on Uncharted.